Welcome to this tutorial about PolarionSearch. In this tutorial you will learn how you can search for work items, documents and wiki pages within your projects. You will be able to use logical operators within your search, and you will be able to save your search for later reuse. At the end of the tutorial we will have a look at some search examples. Search for work items, documents and wiki pages. There are various ways to perform a search in Polarion. I prefer the following. Just enter the text box in the navigation area and start typing. Then select work items, documents or wiki pages depending on what you want to have searched. I select work items for now. The search results are sorted by relevance. You can apply the same query again to documents, to wiki pages, or basically on everything. Everything will list you all search results independent whether it's a work item, wiki page or a document. As alternative, you can use the top search area. Again, you have the same options. You can select work items, documents or wiki pages. But you can see it's the same. Another way to search in Polarion is to use the work item area. In the work item area, you have more advanced options. You can, for example, search for all items, for items which are resolved or unresolved. Resolved basically means that the item is closed or that the life cycle of the item has ended. Also here you can apply a search term and then click on search to search for something. You have additional options to filter down or to narrow down the search results. So for example, you can only display items which are related to you or assigned to you. Use the query builder to create own custom queries. In my example, I will select all requirements which are in status draft. Click on search to apply the query. Use of logical operators. If you use the Polarion query builder and you select multiple values, logical operators are automatically applied to your selection. Let's have a closer look at our query. As you can see, Polarion used the AND operator to combine the time point and the type requirement query. Now you can change this anytime. Just enter into the text box and add the logical operators you want. So for example, let's search for all requirements or tasks which are assigned to that time point. When we click on search, we will find also the tasks which should be finished by that time. It is not necessary to repeat the word type if you are searching for different item types. Instead of that, remove it and just use the OR operator within brackets after the type colon. You can also use the NOT operator, but you cannot start a query with the operator NOT. Save a search for later reuse. Let's start with a simple query we want to save. Click on search to execute the query and then on the query symbol to save it. You can select between global queries, project queries and personal queries. Global queries will be available for everybody, project queries only within the project, and my query will be saved as a personal query. You can find your queries in the corresponding compartment of the drop-down menu. Use the Save Query feature if you want to reapply a query to many different views. As you can see, the query does not change if you switch the views. Another option to save a query is to use the top right little plus symbol. This allows you to save a query as a shortcut. Also here you can select between global, project or user-specific shortcuts. Clicking on Save will make the shortcut available on the left side of your navigation menu. You can click on it to execute it or just use Polarion's filtering options to identify your shortcut. A click will display the shortcut. The difference between a shortcut and a query is that a query can be applied to many different views, whereas a shortcut memorizes the view. So you click on the shortcut and in my example the multi-edit view opens up again. You can edit your saved queries by using the Customize Saved Queries menu. Here you can see all the queries you've saved so far and you can edit them, change them, delete them or add additional queries. You can edit your shortcuts by using the Customize Shortcuts option. Click on the minus symbol to select shortcuts you don't want to use anymore. Then select Save to remove a shortcut completely. Now let's have a look at some typical search examples. Enter a keyword to find all items which have that keyword inside. You can narrow down the search results by selecting the work item type filter. Now you will only find requirements which have that keyword inside. Don't forget to remove that filter later on. Use wildcards like star to get more search results. Sometimes a search does not bring up any results because maybe the word was misspelled. Use the tilde symbol to find words which are pronounced in a similar way, and that way you can even find misspelled words. ID : plus the ID of the work item will bring up the work item with a corresponding ID. If you change ID with linked work items, you will find all work items which point to the item with a corresponding ID. Don't forget to change the scope. You can also search for items which that item points to, so parent items. Just use the word backlinked work items. There is an easier way to find linked or backlinked items. Just change to tree view to find all items which are child items. Actually, the tree view is not really a tree but a network, so you will find items multiple times. You can filter the tree by picking the relationships you are interested in. For example, only to see parent relationships or depends on relationships, select them and then click on search. Deselecting the relationships, for example I switch back to implementation relationship, will show up again all items which have an implementation relationship, in my example tasks, which implement that requirement. Don't forget to remove your filters if you want to see all items again in the tree. You can change to traceability if you want to turn the tree upside down. Now we can see all parent items related to our currently selected requirement. Thanks for watching this video. Please have a look at our other tutorials about Polarion.